Good morning, everybody. Today we're going to be doing a gentle yoga practice. So I invite you to grab a mat, find a blanket that you can sit on that will help you to lift up the pelvis so that your knees can be a little bit lower than your hips when you sit. And also, if you have any blocks in your home, go ahead and grab those. But if not, you can use some books, something that just helps you to get a little bit of lift. Okay, so there's no magic to sitting this way. You can sit with your feet out in a diamond posture. You have those books or blocks. You can support the thighs with those so that there's nothing hanging or dangling. Just find something that's comfortable for you, but the intention is to get the spine long and tall so that you're not rounding the pelvis forward or back. Okay, so for me it's comfortable to sit like this. Sometimes if my knees are a little bit achy, I will support them with blocks. Get on as many blankets as you need so that the spine can lift tall and long out of the pelvis. Take a moment to just roll the shoulders up and back, taking a breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Just creating these cleansing breaths to invite yourself to this sacred space that you've created in your home for your yoga practice. You rest your hands on your thighs, slide your hands back a little bit so that your elbows are in line with your, back with your hips. Ears are over the shoulders, spine is long and tall, and the chin is parallel to the floor. Open up through the chest just a little bit and just enjoy this elegance of the spine, this beautiful posture of Sukhasana. I'll invite you to close the eyes if that feels good and safe for you. And then do a quick body scan, just noticing which areas of your body you may be holding onto tightness or tension. Using any exhalation to go to those places and spaces of tightness just to soften, relax, release, and let go. And bringing the breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Notice what part of your body is moving most as you breathe, what part of your chest, if it's the upper chest, the ribs, or the belly. Not judging it, just noticing. And then see if it's possible to maybe slow down the breathing a little bit. Inviting more breath into the lungs, and in doing so, the belly will pooch out just a little bit. And if it helps to place your hand on your belly, as you breathe in, the belly softens and rounds. Placing the other hand on the side ribs, if you like. Breathing in, the belly softens and rounds, and those side ribs will expand out to the side just a bit. And then moving the hand from the belly under the collarbone so that you can breathe in, feeling the belly soften and round, the side ribs expanding into your hand, and the chest broadening. Not forcing anything, just inviting the breath, enjoying the breath. This breath is your first line of defense against anything that comes up that might feel like anxiety or fear or nervousness, just coming back to the breath. Lower your hands back down to your thighs and just invite yourself to practice a mantra such as breathing in, I am, breathing out, here. Allowing yourself to be grounded. I am, here. When you're ready, bringing your hands to your heart space, finger to finger, palm to palm. And just set an intention for your class today, whether it be for yourself or for someone else who may need it more. And bow your head to the heart of your intention, as your head should always bow to your heart. Lower your hands back down to your thighs and gently blink your eyes open. And let's get started with a little bit of shoulder warm up, just opening up those shoulders a little bit. So those fingertips onto the shoulders and start to make some circles with the elbows. And here you're gonna just pay attention and notice the sensations that you feel in the shoulders, not pushing through any pain. And next time you find your elbows pointing forward, keep them pointing forward, and imagine you're trying to push a button with those elbows. So you feel the shoulder blades spread across the back. And it may be possible to draw the elbows toward each other, maybe not. And then opening those elbows back out, soften the shoulders down, and allow the elbows to reach back. Now the shoulder blades are coming toward each other on the back, and we're opening up through the chest. Take a big breath in here. As you exhale, again, bring those elbows toward each other. And inhaling, open the elbows out wide. Let's add a little bit of cat-cow to this. So next time the elbows come toward each other, drop the chin, round the back, curl the tailbone under. That's your exhalation. And as you inhale, lift and lengthen the spine, open up through the chest, and feel a little bit of length in that mid-thoracic, that mid-chest area. Don't crunch the lower spine. And take your eye gaze up no higher than the seam of the ceiling in the wall. Now with your breath, exhale as you draw that belly in and up, round the back body, chin to the chest, elbows pressed toward each other. Keep the shoulders soft, and then inhale, lengthen the spine, open the chest. Let's do one more of those. Exhale, belly draws in, chin to the chest, round the back. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine, open through the mid-back, elbows pressed toward each other, chin lifts. And come back to neutral. Interlace those fingers, place them under the chin, lift the elbows up. Use that to help you get longer in the spine. Exhale, press the palms away, chin to the chest, round the back body. Inhale, take the hands to the forehead if the shoulders are tight, or reach the arms up all the way overhead if that feels good for you. Holding for the inhale and the exhale. And then lowering that right hand down. Whoopsie. This mirroring thing is challenging with the camera. Lower that right hand down. Lengthen up through that left side and crescent over towards the right. We're keeping that left side firmly rooted to the earth, and that right shoulder is pressing down and away. So lengthen up between hip and rib. And then on your next exhalation, turn the torso toward the earth to get a nice stretch across those back left ribs. Turn back towards center, lengthen back up, take your arm out to a Y, and walk it back and away from you. We're getting a stretch between the shoulder, where the shoulder connects to the chest. Right fingertips stay down on the earth, and then crescent over towards that right side a bit and walk that left arm back as far as is comfortable for you, not forcing, just inviting a stretch. Reach both arms up overhead. Big breath in as you lengthen through the spine. Lower your left hand down and crescent over towards that left side. Again, root the right sit bone back down. Open up between hip and rib. Reach long and tall. If this does not feel good on your shoulder, I'm going to come to cactus arms. Roll that shoulder back and just keep your elbow bent. Another breath in here, either reaching the arm up if that's okay for you, or keep it bent, and then turn the torso toward the earth to stretch out through those back left ribs. Come back to center. Come lengthen the spine, open the arm out to a big Y, walk it back just a little bit, crescent back over towards that left side, and keep reaching gently back behind you. No pain, no pressure, just an opening from where the arm connects to the chest. Maybe we've been spending a lot of time on our computer or curled up on the couch. You need to open up the chest, open up the shoulders. Now reach both arms up overhead again. Gaze between the hands. Imagine you're reaching for the sun, and then take those hands in front of you. Bathe that positive energy, that sun energy over top of you. Good. Now for a gentle twist, our hands come across the chest, lift the elbows up, draw the belly in. Now lengthen the spine, and from our right ribs, we're going to use the right ribs to help us twist to the left. Keep the head in line, the nose in line with the breastbone. Lengthen that spine, gently twist a little deeper. That's okay with your spine. If you have osteoporosis or osteopenia, you're going to keep that twist very, very gentle, not pushing through. Then inhale, lengthen back up, come back to center, and we're going to use those left ribs to help us twist to the right. Always keeping the spine long and tall and the belly drawn in to help support the spine, nose in line with the breastbone. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, come back to center, lowering those hands back down. Let's shake our legs out. A little bit tight there. So from the top of those leg bones, let the feet be floppy and just rock the legs back and forth. A little bit of motion in those legs. We're going to bring our legs down to a diamond posture. So the soles of the feet come in the direction of each other. Maybe you'll want some blocks or books to support the under the thighs and the legs. And I'm going to hold on to the tops of my shins if they reach, or whatever is comfortable for you. Use that to help you lengthen your spine and just move through a beautiful torso circle here. So imagine that your spine is a spatula and your pelvis is the bowl, and you're just scraping out the insides of that bowl with your spatula. So going one direction, let those shoulders join the party, let the elbows go in, out, up, whatever feels really good and therapeutic for you. And then go the other direction. And imagine you're just unwinding all the crazies, all right? So you're staying centered here, and everything else, we're just letting it float away. And then we'll come back to center one more time again. Let's lift the knees up. Take the feet about mat distance apart, lift up on the heels of the feet. Hands are going to come back behind you. Use that to help you lift and lengthen the spine. And then start to just gently rock those knees side to side. Pay attention to what you notice about the hips. One side's a little tighter, a little more resistant than the other. And then next time we find our knees over on that right side, we're going to hold them there. Bring our legs to a 90-90 position. And reach that left arm up overhead, sweep it overhead. Give one long line from fingertip to hip. And sweep that arm back down and around. Let's go the other direction. So take those legs the other way, 90-90 that way. Press the hands into the spine, lengthen, and sweep that right arm up overhead. Come back to center. Now, if you'd like, we're going to do that again, but if you want to lift up onto your knees, onto your shins, and lift the hips up as you sweep that left arm up overhead, and just enjoy this posture. Enjoy looking up at the sky, up at your ceiling, finding all those dust bunnies. Don't pay attention to that. And then lower back down. Let's go the other direction. We don't have any dust in our house, right? Sweep the other way, open up. You can keep your hips down on the earth if it's too much on the shoulder. Remember, it's your practice. Do what works for you. All right. Now we're going to come up onto hands and knees. Always want to pad your knees with a blanket. So this is where we pull the blanket forward. I'm going to really pad mine up because I'm in my foyer right now, and this is a cement floor, and it's really hard, and it's really cold. All right, so let's get started with some big old hip circles. So take those hips side to side. We're not going to worry too much about the position that we're in right now with our tabletop because it's not going to stay there. So just enjoy sending those hips side to side. If it feels good to just kind of rock into one of those side hips, just keep it there. Keep rocking back and forth. And going the other direction as well. All right, now I'm going to turn my mat the other way just so you can see what I'm really doing, I think. Okay. All right, let's come to cat-cow now. So press your hands into the mat, spread your fingers. Curl the toes unders if you can, just to get some flexion in those feet. As you press your hands into the earth, use that to help engage the core, drawing that belly in and up. And keep that core going. As you draw the belly in, lift the back ribs up, lower the head, and tuck the tailbone. And as you inhale, sink the belly, lift the head, lift the heart. Oh, broaden out through the collarbones. This is cat-cow. So exhale into your cat. And inhale, sink the belly, lift the head, lift the heart. This is a gentle movement. A lot of this is coming from the spine. The pelvis follows along. One more time, exhaling, rounding the back. And inhale, sink the belly, lift the head, lift the heart. Good. All right, I'm gonna send our right foot back behind us. I want you to push the heels of the hands into the mat and press back. Lift that back right toes up so the heel is pressing toward the wall. We're looking for a calf stretch here. Breathing in and breathing out. Good. And then come back to neutral. Draw the energy up that leg, up the calf, up the thigh, up to the buttock. And only when that energy is in the leg. Lift it no higher than hip height. And cross it over your left toes, your left leg. Lower the toes down onto the earth. Lengthen out through the spine. And then turn your torso, turn your chin, and look over at those toes back behind you. You're stretching out through your right side body. Good. Lift that leg back up, come back to neutral. Lower the leg down. Reach that right arm up overhead. And then tuck the arm with the palm facing up past your left wrist. Bringing that right shoulder in the direction of the earth. The head is not going to touch the earth. The hair may graze it. And then lift up onto your left fingertips so that the elbow is pressed up. Try to keep your hips squared and neutral. Just thread the needle. And then we'll untwist, reaching that right arm back up overhead. And come back to center. Shake it out, wag the tail. And then let's go to the left side. So take those left toes back behind you. Press the heels of the hand into the earth. And push that heel back toward the wall. Keep the spine nice and long. Breathe in and breathe out. Lift that back thigh bone up. As you press the toes in and lift the back thigh bone up, you're really getting a nice stretch in your calf. Come back to neutral. Draw the energy up that leg, so I'm tightening my calf, my thigh, my butt. Lift the foot up no higher than the hip. Cross it over my right toes. Lower the toes down onto the earth. Lengthen the spine and then gently twist and look over my right shoulder. Feeling that stretch on the left side of my body. Coming back to neutral, lift that leg back up. Bring the knees back toward each other and lift that left arm all the way up towards the sky. And take that palm facing you, thread it past your right palm. So the left shoulder comes in the direction of the earth. The head grazes but does not rest on the mat. And come up on the fingertips of that right arm so the elbow's pressed up toward the sky. Unthread the hand, lift that left hand back up toward the sky with a gentle twist, and then lower the hands back down onto the earth. Come up onto the knees, make some circles with your wrists, stretch the fingers out. I like to do the starfish, bear claw, gentle fist fling, starfish, gentle fist fling. Just to get the fingers moving and make some circles with your wrists. All right, let's come back to our tabletop and do the bird dog. So we're going to press our hands back into the earth, use that to help the core engage, drawing that belly in. And taking that right foot back behind you, keep the toes connected to the earth or lift that right foot up no higher than hip height. And keep that left hand connected to the earth or walk those left fingertips forward. Reach that left arm so that the upper arm's in line with the ear. Palm faces toward the midline and the thumb is up. Find your balance. Keep your core strong. Lower the left hand down, but sweep the right leg out to the side. Lower the foot down and walk the hands up, coming to your gate posture. Hands come onto the hips. Reach the arm up overhead. Big breath here. Lowering right hand down to right thigh, crescent over to the right side. Reach both arms up overhead again. Lower the hands down in front of you. Keep the hips square and really find a stretch through that right inner thigh. Keeping the hands exactly where they are or bending at the elbows to enhance the stretch on that right inner thigh. And coming back to center. Shake it out, add the tail, and take that left foot back behind you. Always drawing that energy up the leg before you lift it. Lift no higher than hip height. Oh, I'm in the wall. That's cheating, isn't it? And then we're gonna keep it on the earth or lift it up, and then slowly walk the right fingertips forward if you choose, lifting that arm up, so upper arm's in line with the ear, palm facing the midline, thumb is up. And I'm still cheating with my leg on the wall. That's okay. I'll release it. I'm gonna lower my right hand down and sweep that left leg out to the side. The foot's gonna come down on the earth wherever the knee is comfortable. And I'm gonna walk my hands up, coming up to my gate pose. Roll the shoulders back. Big breath in here, reach the arms up overhead. And lower left hand down to left thigh, lengthen up through the right side and crescent over toward the right. Inhale, both arms up overhead. And hinge from the hip crease, sending the sitting bones back, bringing both hands, fingertips onto the earth. Maybe you need a block here, that's okay. Hands rest on the earth. You feel a big stretch in that inner thigh. And bend the elbows if you're looking for more. And then press on back up. Bring the foot back to join the knee together. And shake it. Let's do a nice child's pose here. So take the knees apart, flatten the tops of the feet onto the earth, and bring the big toes together. Gonna sink the hips down towards the heels, and reach the arms forward. Come up on spider fingers. We're gonna make this an active child's pose. So the arms are gonna be a little wider, or at least as wide as the mat. Sink the belly between the thighs, and lower the head between the upper arms. Find your beautiful breath. Soften into the space. And then take your hands palm over palm and rest your forehead on your hands. Stay there for just a couple of moments. And start to walk your hands back up, back into your tabletop. Knees are hip distance apart, toes are curled under, hands are connected to the earth with the fingertips grasping, creating a little suction cup in the palms of the hands if you like. See how that feels with your forearms now. We're going to shift our weight over to this left side and bring our right foot in whatever means necessary in between the hands. All right? The knee is stacked directly over the shoulder. I think I need to get back just a little, don't I? All right? Knee is stacked directly over the ankle. I want you to isometrically scissors your legs away from each other. And if it feels right for you to bring your hands up onto the thigh, reach the arms up overhead. Big breath in here, and we're going to do an airplane sweep. So nice, long, and tall. Core is strongly engaged. Bring that belly in the direction of the thigh and sweep the arms back behind you. 2 more of those with the breath. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. And exhale, sweep the arms back behind you. 1 more time, inhale. And exhale. Good. Bring the hands back to the floor. I should have had these blocks here. So blocks can be here as well, which is a really good option. Extend your right foot out in front of you. Slide the blocks back. Lengthen up through your spine. Lift the heel up. Toes lifted and spread. Plug the head of the leg bone into the pelvis. We're going to hinge from this hip crease. So the pelvis is staying square, just hinging belly over the thigh, sending those sitting bones back into a half pyramid pose. Head and neck stay lifted, spine is long. Inhale, lift back up, and exhale, hinge forward. One more time, inhale, lift, and exhale, hinge forward. Good. Feel that stretch all along the back of the hamstring. Let's lift back up, lower the foot back down to the earth, walk it to the right side of the mat. Bring your right block to the inside edge of the right foot. Knees are at 90-90. Stay here with a nice long spine, or hinge from the hip crease again, bringing the right shoulder in the direction of the right inside edge of the right knee. Hands can rest on the block, or forearms can rest on the block. Do what works for your body today. Every day we're a different machine, right? It's a big hip opener. Bring the hands back to the blocks, and we'll send that knee back behind us. Wag the tail. So if you use the blocks for your lunge the first time, use it again, or if you didn't, don't. I'll demo with the blocks this time. So we're going to bring our left foot forward in whatever means necessary, keeping those legs at 90-90. Isometrically separate the legs from each other, and if you feel the balance is steady, then bring the hands onto the thighs, lengthen up through your spine, reach the arms up overhead. We're going to sweep those arms as airplane arms, so exhale and hinge forward, belly rests on the thigh. Inhale, use that core strength to lift back up. 2 more as you exhale, hinge forward. And inhale, lift. Keep that spine long and tall. Reach up high. And exhale, lower back down. Inhale, reaching back up. Good. Lower the hands down to the blocks. Slide the blocks so that the shoulders are directly over the wrists. Slide your left foot forward. Come up on the heel of the foot. Plug the head of the leg bone into the pelvis. Lengthen up through your spine. And then belly comes directly over the thigh as those toes are reaching toward the nose. Big stretch in the back of the leg. Noticing if one side feels a little tighter than the other. Noticing if you have any discomfort or pain in your lower back. Backing off if you do. Inhale, lengthen back up. Exhale one more time, hinge up and over. Spine stays long, neck's in line with the spine. Press on back up, slide the foot back, use your blocks to help you get back up to standing. And with the knees bent, hands come onto the thighs, press all the way up to standing. Shake it out. I'm gonna face you again. Okay. I'm gonna bring the blocks in front of us. And start with your mountain posture. Feet are hip distance apart, or a happy distance apart, whatever makes your knees happy. Spine comes long out of the pelvis. Roll the shoulders up and soften them back and down. Palms face forward. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. And exhale, lowering back down. Good. Inhale, reaching and lengthening. Exhale, lower. One more inhale, reach. Keep that right arm lifted, lower left arm down, crescent left side. Trickle those fingers down towards your heels again, opening up between hip and rib. Inhale, reach both arms up overhead. And exhale, lower the right arm down, crescent right. Nice. And inhale, both arms up overhead again. Sweep the arms back down beside you. Roll the shoulders back, roll the shoulders back. All right, coming as close to your blocks. Forward folding, lengthen up through the spine. We're going to start our forward fold with our hands resting on our thighs. Press your hands into your thighs, trying to keep that spine nice and long. Trying to maintain that natural lumbar curve in your lower spine and sending the sitting bones straight back. We're not rounding the upper back, we're keeping it long and tall. So we're only going forward as far as the spine can stay long. So for some of us, it may be right here. And that is okay. So the hands stay on the thighs. If you've got a little more stretch in those hamstrings and a little length in those hamstrings, you can reach your hands down to the blocks or keep them on the shins. Come from wherever you are, come halfway up. So lengthen, halfway up, and then exhale, bow forward. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, bow forward. Last one, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, this time reach for your blocks. Bring your right foot between the blocks and send your left foot back into a lunge. A nice wide lunge on railroad tracks, not on a tightrope. Hands get light on the blocks if that's possible. Press that back thigh bone up and press your front shin forward to really feel the hamstring fire up. Keep your left hand on the block, right hand comes to the hip. Lengthen from the spine and gently twist toward the right. Come back to center, bring the hand back to the block and bring that left foot forward. Hands on the thighs or on the hips with the elbows pressed back. Root down through your feet as you come to standing. Inhale the arms overhead, palms together, and lower down to your heart. Let's go to the other side. Inhale the arms overhead, and exhale, forward fold. Hands onto the thighs, the shins, or the blocks. Inhale, come halfway up from wherever you were. Exhale, deepen the fold. Inhale, halfway up again. Exhale, bend the knees, reach for the blocks, and send your left foot back in lunge. Light on the fingertips. Oops. Right foot back in lunge. Light on the fingertips. Good. Press that front shin forward, lift the back thigh bone up, and hold on to your block with your right hand. Left hand comes to the hip, lengthen the spine, and gently twist toward the left. Come back to center and bring that back foot forward. Hands on the thighs or hips with elbows pressed back. Root down through your feet. Inhale the arms overhead, palms together, and lower down to your heart. Nice. Step back in the back of your mat for warrior. Hands on the hips. Take your right toes, turn them 45 degrees. Soft bend to the knees and send that left foot forward into a wide base. Bend to that front knee so the knee stacks over the ankle. Hips are wherever the knee is happiest, all right? So don't torque yourself in order to get your hips pointing forward. But if you're able to, then that's an excellent alignment for your warrior one. Reach the arms up overhead. Bend at the elbows, roll the shoulders back, lift up through your heart space. Inhale, straighten that front knee, reach the arms overhead. And exhale, bend the knees, lift up through the heart. Inhale, straighten and reach. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten and reach. Exhale, bend. Reach the arms forward. If this feels right for you today, you can watch first. I'm going to sweep the arms back behind me in those airplane arms and bring the belly in the direction of my thigh. Holding on to that for just a minute. The knees stay bent. And keeping the knee bent, lift the arms forward. And last time, exhale, lengthening through that spine, hinging forward, keeping the spine long and tall. And reaching the arms forward again. Hands come to the hips. Roll on the back of that back toe and step the back foot forward. And we'll start again on the other side. Left toes turn at a 45 degree, knees are soft. Send that right foot forward into a wide base warrior. Take a bend to the front knee, hips go wherever the knees are safest. Put a little energy into the back pinky toe side of that back foot. Reach the arms up overhead. Straighten the knee. And exhale, bend the knees, bend the elbows, lift up through the heart. Inhale, reach and lengthen, straightening that front knee. Exhale, bend the knee, bend the elbows, look up. One more time, inhale, reach and lengthen. Exhale, bend. Good, keep the knee bent. Reach the arms forward, squeeze that back left glute firmly. Feet are really connected to the earth. As you reach and lengthen, sweep the arms back behind you. Draw that belly in and up. Spine stays long, hinge forward into your airplane. Inhale, arms forward. Exhale, sweeping forward. And last one, inhale. And exhale. Good. And lift back up, keep the knee bent. Hands to the hip, roll up on that back toe, and step the back foot forward. Shake it all out. All right, let's do a little bit of balance here. So you have a wall if you like, a chair, a table, anything, a kitchen counter, whatever you need. Grab it, all right, or be next to it. So I'll give you a second to move. So let's start by finding our grounded mountain pose. So shift your weight over to that right foot. Really lift and spread those toes. What are those three things we always talk about with balance? It's getting your foundation. So really grounding the feet, feeling strong in your body. Drawing that belly in and up to get the core engaged, and including the back body as well. Maybe a gentle drawing of the shoulder blades toward each other in the back body. The whole container of the core is engaged. And then using your drishti, looking at something in front of you that's not moving, and letting everything in the periphery kind of fade away a little bit. So let's start by shifting our weight over to that right side. Bring the hands to the heart. Come up on the ball of that left toe. Turn the knee out to the side and keep your foot and toes connected to the earth, or if you're feeling up to it, bring your foot onto the ankle or the calf, or reach down and bring it all the way to the inner thigh. But whatever it is, it's not on the knee joint. Use your inner thigh muscle and your leg to help open up. So as you're pressing your foot into your leg, leg into your foot, use that to help you open that knee out a little more to the side. One or both arms can reach up overhead into your tree posture. Soften your shoulders down. Let go of the stories. Sometimes we feel off balance when we have stress. Things throw us off balance, so we can use our yoga to help us come back to the center, come back to the breath. Hands come back to the heart and come out of it the same way you came in. Shake it out. Back to your mountain posture. Shift your weight over to the left. Come onto the ball of the right toes. Knee points out toward the side. Keep the pelvis facing forward. Stay here or bring the foot onto the ankle or the calf, anywhere but the knee. Press the foot into the leg, leg into the foot. Open up through that inner thigh. Everything's strong and engaged. Core is working hard. Reach the arms up overhead. And right this time of year, the cherry blossoms are in bloom, so express your tree in whatever way is fun for you. If it's not challenging enough for you to stay still, move around. Do something to challenge your balance. We rarely fall when we're just standing. It's usually when we turn our head or somebody grabs our attention or we do something new and different. So play with your tree. Have fun. All right, and then come back to center and lower that down. Shake it out. Okay,